Sure, my audio's up and running.
Dude, this guy's got.
Let's see.
Guys, what does jobbers mean? Jobber.
Hey, what'd you say, Tom Dom? I'm sorry. And we are live,
What is-
boys.
What does jobber mean?
Jobber? It's somebody who loses to somebody. So, like, whenever you're given a job, right, you just go and you do an objective. So, a lot of times comic book writers use characters as, like, their job to just show up and lose real quick, even if it scales, like, way below them. So, like, characters who will show up who are way too powerful and just, like, lose to people way below themselves for no reason, typically they're equated to as jobbers. A great example of that is, like, the Juggernaut, especially after he, like, classic era Juggernaut where he was, like, pooping all over kids, like, crushing Thor's spine and, like, not being able to be killed by, like, Oblivion. And then he just, like, loses to Deadpool.
Well,
It's like, what?
Spider-Man.
Deadpool is like boundless. You know, he's in real life.
Okay, yeah. Just because you can enter a nexus and go to any reality doesn't make you, like, boundless.
Well, he's also
a good one would be
he's
the
also- he's
Batman
actually
Chief
in that.
Inspector.
If anything, that gives you access to a boundless tool.
I mean, it was literally one time, but, you know.
He scales above Gwenpool too.
Okay,
We all know how OP Gwenpool is.
you got me.
Damn, got you level.
Yep.
But who, in all honesty, gives a fuck about Gwenpool?
Yeah. So, I guess if we're using that scaling, then Cyclops is boundless.
Well, why?
Maybe
Good
throw
point.
up in the mouth a little
Because
bit.
Deadpool has never beaten Cyclops in a fight. And that's according to his own admission.
Wow.
Maybe he doesn't really care
True.
winning against him. But no, all seriously,
I mean,
he scales
he was
above.
serious when he said it.
I'm being serious when I'm saying it. You know what I mean? That's rough.
Cyclops
like,
is fucking badass, dude. He's even knocked Dormammu away with his fucking beams, dude.
Well, that's not the logic I'm trying to use. He generally always scales above Gwenpool.
Yeah, and
not
Cyclops
like-
generally always scales above Deadpool.
Maybe that's just a weaker version of Deadpool.
Every time they
Doesn't
fight? Damn. That's convenient.
Yo, show me they fought more than twice.
No?
Alright, scan. Alright,
No, I said no to scan, like, earlier. You can, but, like, that doesn't get us anywhere. But, I mean,
No way.
either way you look at it, it's, like, weird. But
What?
yeah, man, I don't know.
So, real
How
funny
about that
question.
shooting?
Since we're on the subject of Deadpool, did
Yeah.
you hear that Ryan Reynolds has not confirmed or denied that he's going to be playing Green Lantern again?
Yeah, for Scott Snyder's version, right?
Yeah.
Dude,
He will-
a lot of
he
people
will not
shit.
confirm or deny. That is really, really, really rough. If
Well,
he
no, if he's not
turns
confirming or
Green Lantern,
denying, that
I'll
means
stop.
he might be held under contract to not say anything about it because they're trying to surprise everyone. So I don't know if that really proves much either way.
I mean, he might
or
have
maybe
a
he's
DOA,
hoping
but
for
I
it.
mean,
Okay, man.
or NDA. I mean, not NDA.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying like that could mean a lot, I guess.
I'm like, for him to talk so much shit about the Green Lantern movie and then be like, sell out, big
Well,
as fuck.
Well, I don't blame him for a lot of people blame him for that movie, and I think that's really, really, really unfair to blame an actor of a movie for like
Yeah.
How's that?
like
Yeah.
the
How's that
movie.
fair to the actor?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not going to speak my feelings on Ryan Reynolds. I was about to say I have some very strong feelings against him, so I'm not getting you banned from YouTube.
You don't
so
like him. I'm
I'm
pretty
just
sure.
keeping him on my
I
page.
mean, you can say whatever the hell you want. I'm not gonna blow you up over it by any means. But it's
I'll
like
pull you up though.
I don't have an issue with Ryan Reynolds or anything, but it's pretty like do I look at the Justice League and hold all the characters in the Justice League like accountable? Like all the actors in Justice League accountable for how shitty the movie is? Like it wasn't the actors acting that was bad. It was like the movie. Like the writing was just horrible. Like it was thrown together by like somebody who wasn't even originally intending on working on the video. So I guess I'd like to hold the company accountable and the writers accountable more than I do the actors. I think that's really important to me, or that's something I feel really strongly about.
Unless the actor was like bad. Like
Yeah, but like that, even if they all were bad actors, like it's really hard. Like I said, just it doesn't matter how good of an actor you are if the show sucks. Like,
yes, you're right.
and even if like you don't like Ryan Reynolds, that's fair. You can not like Ryan Reynolds, but like
He'll just kill you in your
that
sleep.
movie sucks whether you like him or not. It's just a shit movie, dude.
Why was it a bad movie?
Now, this is a side question for a friend. Would you hate Ryan Reynolds on a personal level? Would you still like try to at least look at his movies in a subjective way?
I think everybody should, in all honesty. I think that even if you don't like an actor, you should take the time and try to. If your opinion of a movie and or TV show is solely dictated on the actor in it, I feel like that's, in my opinion, I wouldn't consider that as. I don't know. I don't see that as viable as critiquing the content of the film versus the actors giving you the content. You could say they're bad, and that's like totally fair, but that wouldn't change my opinion on how good how good a movie is. You could say the movie wasn't as good because that guy acted in that role, but I wouldn't say the movie was bad because of that person in that role. Unless you can give me a really strong example that would change my mind.
I'm so with you on that.
And I'm sure you probably can. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm sure you probably can on something. I'm sure there's a few I'll agree with. But even if that is the case, I feel like that's just a little bit like there's always just shit exceptions. Chances are you'll be able to critique the movie more than you'll be able to critique the actor.
Man, if Q was in here, man, Q heard me go on my Ryan Reynolds rant, bro. I don't even want to get into it again.
Q's.
But dude, it was a rough one. I went on for like 45 minutes about like the reasons why I don't like Ryan Reynolds.
Hit me with your anti Ryan Reynolds memes. I'm just curious. I don't hold any special fucking feelings for Ryan Reynolds or anything. After all, he was in the movie that pooped over like arguably my favorite fucking comic book character ever. So I mean, it's not like I'm sitting here just like absolutely fanboying on the guy or anything.
Yeah, i.e. he's a trash actor. He's a trash human being. No one likes him. I don't like him.
Trash. You're. I'm kidding. I don't really care.
Don't even start with me right now, Fefnir. This is like one subject I can't even.
Like what? So you say you don't like him as a person? Is that a? Do you not like him
as a person, as an actor? I just don't like him at all.
The acting thing I can understand. Is it like the comedy or like what is the deal with that?
It's everything about his acting I just simply do not like. Like, I don't even like him as a person. Like, he has a very, very odd personality to me. Like, a very off-putting personality. Just don't like him.
Like what do you mean by that? Like, saying he has an off-putting personality. What is it about the personality that upsets you? Like, I don't know, so that's why I'm asking. I'm just asking for more detail, I guess.
I guess it's more of his arrogant, stuck-up attitude.
Yeah.
About everything, and like wants to add comedy and jokes to like serious situations in real life as well.
Like, I don't know about him in his private life, so like I'm genuinely asking. Like, I don't keep up with like Ryan Reynolds' private, like, or what's going on with him like outside of like movie content. So
yeah, like the best movie I've ever seen Ryan Reynolds in was Buried. You ever watch that movie?
I don't think so. I know, like, for a long time, because of the Green Lantern, he was just forced to make, like, fucking B-rank movies because like comedy movies, because that's like all he could get in. He got fucked by the Green Lantern movie really bad, dude. Like really bad.
Damn, movie level. Bound by movie.
Yeah, he literally just no one would hire him.
That's
That brings joy to my heart.
You're evil. We gotta kill Don. Get the torches.
Damn.
Bro, come at me, please.
He's like,
Alright,
I
I'm
fucking
coming
own a
now.
gun business. Come at me, motherfucker. I'll kill everybody. Don over here popping off, man. Yeah, I don't know. I think that Wait, hold up, Don. Hold up, Don. You can't tell me you didn't like Blade Trinity.
I mean, I like Blake Trinity minus Ryan Reynolds.
What?
Lol.
Dude, I loved him in that movie. Even though I'll admit his humor does get like it can be like obnoxious, but like
Literally,
damn,
it's
bro,
every
that was
movie. Okay, let me put it to you like this: every movie he plays Ryan Reynolds. He has no acting talent. Period. Period. He plays
mean-
Ryan Reynolds in every movie.
I
I
mean,
mean, isn't that his job to be the clown of the movie? Like, that's why people hire him.
yeah,
To
I
play
agree.
himself, to
I
play Ryan
agree.
Reynolds and not the character.
So I agree that to a certain extent. Well, like some people are written as those characters. Like based on like real life characters. But I'll agree that he does play a very similar character in a lot of the roles that he does, and I think that that is a showing of talent to a certain degree. And so that's a viable argument. I would buy the fact that you don't think he's a very talented actor, 100%. But there's a lot of characters in Hollywood that just like get away with that same type of thing, and I think that I fucking hate like single cast like types of characters. Like for
Even
example,
if you think he's not talented, he still got rich off of filmmaking. He still got rich from being an actor. He's fucking.
I mean,
filthy rich.
very true. But one person's singular opinion doesn't necessarily like define success, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
so-
obviously,
you
the
can
man
be
has
suc-
more money in his bank account than I do because he's doing something obviously right. I'm just saying I do not like him as a person or an actor. I mean, it's just my personal opinion.
No, that's totally fair. I'm just trying to like get
I
down
mean,
to the
we're
meat and bones of that one.
We're not trying to shoot you down because you dislike him.
Oh,
I-
Q popped
I
back
think
in here.
there's-
I was ready to say, Q, do you remember when I went on that 45-minute rant about Ryan Reynolds? You were in VC about it.
I was actually there.
Oh yeah.
If you remember.
Rip.
Yeah, they caught me when I was like 3 whiskeys in. I went ham about it.
That's how you know Don's gonna pop off, boys. He's
Damn,
3
Don
whiskeys in.
drinking.
Oh, Jobber's in here. Jobber turning up. Okay.
Hey. Man. Hope everyone's day's been going good.
I'm recording, boys. So just fair warning for anyone else new who's joined.
Alright. Hello, everybody.
Hello,
Tom,
YouTube
it's your
world.
favorite jobber. It's your favorite jobber.
Jobber, go down.
We already got you here for that.
Damn. Damn.
boys.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
This is the new villain high council,
Oh,
boys.
heat. Yeah.
There's so much shit flying on my screen. Holy shit.
So far I've got done with, let's see here. Yeah, wave 1. Today was wave 1 of the exams. I did pretty well today.
Nice. No wonder why you've been a little bit distant recently. You've been studying up, boy.
Yeah. I got 3 more exams this week left, and then I got my last midterm exam for next week.
Nice. Damn. All the midterms popping off. Q survived his.
Yep.
You're surviving yours. Keep it up, boys. Keep spreading the
Mhm.
villain love out there.
I got mine in a week. But
Yeah. Oh, damn, spicy orange.
Spicy orange also popping
Oh,
off.
she
on
luck.
right now.
You a
Yeah.
spicy orange. I asked you a favor to read Bastard. So we can go through it.
I like
I-
how
More than one person.
I like
Bastard
how he
is on
literally.
my list of manga to read, so don't worry. I just need to get around to it.
I like how he
The
literally
mon- you
said,
can read
"Damn,
the
dude,
manga,
I'm
Michael.
prepping for tests and stuff," and then you're like, "Yo, dude, stop that and read Bastard."
Yeah.
It'll help you study.
Let's go.
It will
That's how
help
you
you
do it.
study. It will help you study. Yeah, good study.
Something
too.
like.
Yeah. Man, shit's fucking raw, man. Bastard has some good art.
Oh, Bastard has like art. I like the art. Very basic, classic.
Oh, man.
On a scale of
You-
1 to not as good as Yu Yu Hakusho, what is it?
Not as good as Yu Yu Hakusho. What are you talking about, Dragon Ball Z?
Oh, damn. Rip level. Jobber's coming out with the spicy memes. I'm not going to argue with you on that. I agree. But, like, that's a pretty controversial, it's a pretty controversial
I will hold my
argument
front
there,
for
bro.
that.
A fucking
Yu
man,
Yu
dude.
Hakusho's better, man. I swear.
21% better.
Can you prove it's 21% better?
Yeah,
Pretty big to me. Yeah.
because it's opinion level.
I have a feeling where this is going to go. I'm waiting for him to say it.
I should resist my urge to say scan. Ugh. Wait, I said it, bro.
No,
Yeah,
you
he
won't.
said it. So, oh yeah, wow.
I'm not going to give you
Dang.
a choice to.
Urge level.
Choice level?
Not even scan level.
Well. Stop shooting.
Oh, this is funny. Why did they do that, man? Okay, y'all got me there. I don't know why. Man, it's probably the exams in my head or some shit. And for some reason, I put Rosalina with. So I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense.
Like, I never played any of those games, but I was like, holy shit, dude, Rosalina can like, I know she can like tank, I think a universe, I think, cause she's like there when the universe resets all the time. I don't know, I like watching
Yeah.
videos on that shit, so I'm not 100% sure, but like,
What?
fuck, dude, that sounds crazy as hell.
I don't know. All I know is that she's at least universal, right? And Whis is like probably like what
Whis
sixth
is, like,
dimension or some shit.
I don't know.
Whis
I don't fucking know.
We don't know
We just
because
have-
he has no fucking scaling other than better than
Yeah.
everyone else so far. Like that's the problem with that verse is it's just like, or that's the problem
Maybe
with like
speed?
Beerus and like Whis is we're just now getting to the point to where we know generally we can't even say speed because even the powerful characters we've seen in the verse so far, like he casually was like laughing at them. Like the
Oh,
same,
yeah, true.
the same Broly who, like, Vegito was having problems with, he was like laughing at and like, oh, you're getting close this time. you might almost hit me. Like, what the fuck is that even, dude?
Vegito, not Vegito.
Unless I can imagine you in the Dragon Ball verse, like, what the fuck? Why is he doing this? How powerful is he? He's like, oh, he's powerful. What the fuck is this,
Dude,
man?
he's
Come
like
on.
real powerful. It's like, oh, well, how much? Dude, he's like just stronger than everyone else so far. It's like, oh, that doesn't specify anything, but okay.
Well, I mean, you have to
Alright.
put on at least bare minimum multi-universe.
Yeah. But like, right now, I can make an argument that Whis could do the same thing that Zeno can by destroying an entire time stream. We just don't know if he can or not.
Lol. I mean,
Literally,
Xenoverse,
we just haven't seen him do anything. And we're not talking about Xenoverse. It has nothing to do with the conversation we're having.
I know. The funny thing is, Xenoverse characters, like the first game, characters can do that too.
Yeah.
Lol.
Xenoverse scales like really fucking hard. And Dragon Ball Super is just not there yet. I mean, the thing that doesn't make
Yeah, I
sense to me is
agree.
we're supposed to end up at like Dragon Ball Super is still supposed to take place. Like the end of it is supposed to take place at the end of what you saw at Dragon Ball Z. So at the end of this, we're gonna see him run off in the distance with Oob, and I'm assuming that's going to be the next series they're gonna want to actually make. And so
But that's so.
it's weird to have that ending. I agree, and that's why I'm like, Nani? Like, what's going on with that?
That's really weird.
He didn't run out for food.
Yeah, he
No,
did.
he didn't.
Yeah, he
Oh,
Yeah,
did.
he
did
did.
Yeah,
What?
he did.
When? No, he
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah. Goku was literally like,
Scam.
yeah, I'm gonna go train some random African kid while I'm not gonna raise my sons.
He's a random African. Did you hear that?
I don't fucking know what race he is.
I mean, to
Like,
be
I gotta look
fair,
up who-
to be fair, I wouldn't call him random, no matter what you called him. But I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go run off with some homeless kid instead of like I don't know, chilling with my family or like I don't know, trying to defend the world or something. It's weird either way you look at it. I mean, if you take away the context of it being like a
He didn't run
race-based
with
thing.
Boob though. He didn't run with Boob.
Yeah,
Impossible.
he did.
He did.
Scan. Prove me wrong, Fefnir. Literally prove me wrong. Show
You
me
can't
that.
prove a negative.
Show me the end
Can't
of.
prove a negative.
Show me the end of Dragon Ball
Can't
Z.
prove a
I'm in the
negative.
middle of a game. You look up the end of Dragon Ball Z and just prove yourself wrong for me, please.
Dragon Ball Z. The ending is he wished Boob. I mean, fucking. Boo
Uh-huh.
to be a good person.
You're
He didn't
right.
run away with Oob. Oob wasn't even born yet.
You're wrong now. You're really, really, really wrong, and you just don't
Wait,
remember
Dragon Ball
anything
Z.
that has to do with it.
Alright, but then, alright, they did that, but they didn't do anything with Oob after that. Yeah, you're right, I remember.
Yeah, because he
You're
runs
right.
off in the distance with Ooh. Yeah, that's literally what I'm saying. Like I'm assuming that'll be like the next series after everything. Because I don't imagine Toei's gonna want to get rid of Dragon Ball anytime soon.
Why would he?
It's too much money. Like
Way too
But-
much.
at the end of everything, he's just like Goku just like runs off with Ooh, and so that's whatever final version of Goku that we're going to see in Super. So it makes you wonder how powerful Goku is in that moment, considering what we're seeing now. Especially in the manga where he's already achieved Ultra Instinct, like mastered, perfected, and can go into it at will.
Now we gotta wait for God of Destruction and Vegeta. Oh, it's gonna be exciting.
Very
What's
true.
the end game here? Who's gonna be? So is Goku just gonna be the strongest person in the series and he's gonna train Oob or some shit, and somehow Goku's gonna die?
I genuinely don't know what the end game is. We know he can't die in Super because he's in the end of Dragon Ball Z, so we know that that's going on there. But so we found out some really crazy shit in this last Moro arc. The reason why Kid Buu was so powerful was that he absorbed the God Ki from the Grand Supreme Kai when he absorbed him.
Mm-hmm.
And that God Ki, when Kid Buu was reborn as Oob, stayed with him. So Oob is technically born as a god.
Huh.
So like Oob is way overtuned. Like imagine if Goku was just like had the powers of Kid Buu. And that's like essentially like where he starts at. And Kid Buu like never had any formal training or like anything like that. Now imagine that kid was raised by a Goku who mastered Ultra Instinct and more. We don't even know what he's done other than that.
Oh my god, it's a lot.
So like Oob is gonna be
That
a
is a
fucking
lot.
monster, dude, in canon, in like main continuity.
Maybe people might use him instead of Goku in versus battles. Who knows?
Well,
Who knows?
you could make that argument, I think, and pretty safely.
It's like, please God, someone not use Goku in a versus debate. Goku versus Archie Sonic. I'm like, come on, man, come on, come on. Man.
Lol.
Come on, man.
Archie Comics still shits on Goku right now,
Very badly.
very badly.
Oh man.
Scan.
Until Goku starts proving some higher level feats. Until Goku like denies conceptual erasure at like a higher dimensional level, like then I'll be in. You can make the argument the Hakai is pretty dangerous, but the people we've seen use the Hakai don't necessarily scale to where like Goku's at currently, or where like Archie Comics Sonic is at currently. At least in my opinion.
I could get behind that because I've just seen like the crazy ass shit, like the scaling that goes into Archie like comics. Like I've seen a lot of scans of that shit. I haven't read the Foley, of course, but I've seen a lot of it. It's ridiculous.
All I'm saying is if you threw
I even read the full Mega Man story, the crossover.
Oh yeah, dude, that Mega Man, that's the big boy feats for his stupid ass dude. When he gets the conceptual, or he just brings back the entire Omniverse in his supersonic form. Or not, yeah, the Omniverse, the both Sonic and Mega Man Omniverses, in only his supersonic form, is like what? That's not even his most powerful shit. Like he's not even the big boy shit yet. Like,
and I think I want to see if I can find that. But literally, Mega Man's dragged along in his strongest form, and he's watching like Supersonic do all this crazy shit. He's like, "What the fuck's going on?"
I thought I was overtuned because I could like stop time and shit, and this guy just doesn't even care about that as a concept. Robotnik in that story tried to destroy him at all points in time at the same time, and he laughed it off in his base form.
She'll keep me going.
Damn.
What? Like he's fucked, dude.
Super fucked. I just realized something. I'm looking at this Rosalina like shit for Versus Wiki. I just want to see the funny stuff they put on here. So this is on the Versus Wiki. Okay, take a grain of salt.
Here we go, boys.
So For attack
Rosalina,
potency,
woman
so for attack potency, he's multi solar system level.
Lol.
Yeah, or universe level plus. I don't think they could decide. But
We'll take
either
the
way, one of those two levels. Her speed's massively faster than light. Plus,
Oh, this is
her
Archie
speed.
Comics Sonic.
No, this is Rosalina.
Oh, Rosalind. Okay, I was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? I wouldn't be surprised if it's that dumb, but
I could
Okay,
probably
that's still
believe
pretty
speed.
impressive. That's
Maybe,
pretty impressive
maybe
still.
about speed.
I think she
But
rides
striking,
on.
yeah.
I think she rides on like a fucking star, and she moves at light speeds. If memory serves right.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean,
But yeah,
that's
the reason-
believable.
It is believable. And yeah, the reason why they're calling her multi-solar system, like when it comes to striking safety and attack potency, is that they're comparing her to Mario. She should be relative or some shit. But if you don't compare it, then it's universal plus. Durability is the same. That's a really goofy stamina thing. Her stamina very high. Just that's it. Very high.
Damn, they're very specific.
Yeah, man.
You know, it's kind of
Your
hard.
stamina, very
It's
high.
kind of hard to decide what someone's stamina is. Sometimes.
Yeah. Can you at least give me like a timer? I don't know, a day, like 5 minutes.
So
Who the fuck knows?
this is a prime example of why I think it's really important to scale things based on what you've seen. Because if you just make general statements like that, your statements are fucking worthless. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, we've seen her fight for fucking blank amount of time or whatever the case is.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if she even has that. But if she's comparable to Mario, I mean, fuck, I guess you just Mario meme. But that doesn't even fucking follow through with actually good logic. So
Yeah, it really doesn't. I couldn't think of it. The Mario verse, strange as that sounds,
I don't know
isn't
why
really that powerful.
Splash be
compared
hating
to
on
others.
Mario verse. I didn't realize he was such a big Mario hater, dude. You posted that and he was just like, "No, I'm not doing Mario fucking at all" on the channel. I was like, "Why you hating on Mario, bro?" Like, I ain't gonna sit
Maybe
here and
it's
tell
just
you I
Nintendo
like
characters?
Mario. Like, I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna tell you I like Mario. I fucking hate Mario, dude. But like, there is cool shit like in that verse.
Oh, it's because he's mushroom level.
I guess I don't know.
Maybe Splash doesn't like Nintendo characters. But if Splash ends up not liking Super Mario Galaxy 2, then the gloves are off. I'm going to do some Mario scaling and I'm going to beat him with a Mario character.
Do it. I bet you won't.
That's if he says he does not like Super Mario Galaxy 2. That's where lines
Fuck
gets
that.
crossed.
I'll take-
I gotta go.
I'll take Gino against someone, dude. I'll play Gino. I don't even remember half of the shit I should for him, but Super Mario RPG was fucking dope.
I've heard a lot about that game. I never got to play it.
You get the chance, dude.
unfortunately.
I would recommend it. It's the best fucking Mario game in terms of like lore. You figure out so much shit, dude. And there's some really cool characters in that you just never hear from again. I think
Like Gino.
yeah, like Gino or like Mallow. There's like a whole kingdom in the sky that Mallow's like low key like from. Like it's crazy as hell, dude. That whole verse. You get into like the Star Road and like the Star I want to say it was a Star Patrol or the Star Policeman who Gino was a part of, who are like quite literally wish gods who want to make sure that all good things happen in, like all the wishes that happen like indeed come true, and to make sure that like no one can fuck with the idea of shooting stars. Like there's like weird crazy shit in that verse, dude. Dude,
I
it's-
bet. I'm about to go in that verse and wish myself to become a god.
like
Okay.
like that game was made by the guys who make Final Fantasy. It's Square Enix. So imagine a Mario.
Yes.
Imagine a Mario game done by Final Fantasy people. Like,
So kind of like Final Fantasy VII except Mario?
yeah, no, it literally is. It's an RPG.
Huh.
Like the Paper Marios and stuff are, like all those were based on that. The only difference is like that story is a lot more serious and a lot more badass. Like listen to this shit, dude. Okay, so one day while Mario was trying to save Princess Peach, a giant sword from the sky crashes into Bowser's castle, and it's so powerful. It's the enemy of the wish gods, and his goal is to destroy like the concept of people's wishes on the planet.
The concept?
Yeah, like he's there to like take away the idea of having hope and wishes.
Like the actual conceptual level, or just like that's the thing they're going on?
I could be misremembering it, but that's what I remember from it. And dude, this shit was crazy as hell. Super fucking good in my opinion.
It's any consolation, mate.
Yeah, I don't know.
Damn.
He's like bad, like the idea of like negative wishes or some shit. Man, it's been fucking ages, but he can like corrupt people. He can do all sorts of shit, man. Smithy was fucking OP.
I mean, he just rolled up with it, man. Like
He
he's like,
literally
okay, here's what I'm
made
gonna do.
like a version of like the Power Rangers called the Axum Rangers, who were just literally evil Power Rangers, but in Mario.
Hey, that's new.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, dude, that shit's crazy. If
And
you
they're
get to,
copyright infringement level.
Yeah.
dude, it's so funny because they're like over here literally memeing on Power Rangers, dude. It's almost verbatim just Power Rangers, but just the evil side of them, dude. It's so hilarious. They pop in and they're like doing all their poses and shit while they're like fucking being assholes. It's hilarious.
So
I'm gonna
posed.
need to play this. I'm writing this down. I mean, I only know Gino because of Super Smash Bros. And how much people want him in there.
Yep, how much people freak out about it. Well, there's a reason why, dude. His character is really, really good. He is like I said, he's like a wish-granting superhero who inhabits the body of a puppet and can throw literal stars at people in combat.
I don't know. That doesn't seem impressive. Like how that.
Well, I mean,
That-
in the Mario verse, I'd say that's impressive. Considering
hold
Mario
on.
scales to him.
I don't see
Yeah.
that's impressive when Bat Hatton can throw planets. I've seen it.
Well, I mean, he dies to a star, so I guess Gino could solo him.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm used to it. Memes.
You think? I wish you think you were not having an aneurysm.
You're pretty
My logic is pretty sound, as you can tell.
No,
Fucking
you
crazy
think
ass
I
sh-
was wishing I was joking, right? That makes
I didn't wish you were not joking. I don't know where we're going with this.
interesting.
joke level. The fuck? Where did Dawn go? The nigga been quiet.
Yeah, I think I found the scan.
Orange. Orange.
Hey, none of that N-word business on my on the tubes while I'm streaming, my friend.
No. Sorry.
Yes.
Orange. God damn it, Orange. Did he get disconnected?
Maybe this one.
He breathed the back of his head.
I barely understood what you said. Well,
Well,
Mistranslation level.
man.
Oh yeah. Right, so Lumos, here you go. So is there any more examples you would want to put before this dimensional tiering and fiction's finalized? Since Splasher looked over, he saw it was fine. And we're just talking about like examples for each dimension. So far me and Q, for the second dimension, we have Bill Cipher as an example. He's a good example.
He's literally 2D level.
For four dimensional, we have Dr. Manhattan. Fifth dimension, we have Mr. Mixie. And let's see.
My keepsakes.
For the 26th dimension, we of course have Q.
Look, hey, if
I
you
would
want
just say
something
like
for infinite-
hyperversal, but yeah, like 11
Hey,
to
you-
26, I think.
11, 26. Yeah, it is hyperversal.
One more time.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
Hey,
20
if you want any,
Yeah.
look, hold on. If you want anything for infinitely stacking or infinite dimensions, the SCP verse would be a good candidate.
Good
But
candidate.
we're trying to use characters that most people would be familiar with to identify.
Yeah, the SP verse, like people like the SCP verse.
I mean, some people do, but they're not like popular, unfortunately.
I think they're popular.
Mhm.
I see them being talked a lot.
That's a
Uh,
very egocentric bias, but I mean, I guess it is.
Yeah.
what it is,
Egocentric.
I mean,
yeah.
the SCPs
How
are
would you
talked
go
about a
back?
lot, just not enough to the point where we're like, oh, that's recognizable. Like, keep in mind that when people talk about SCPs, they're giving fucking numbers, dude. Who the fuck's gonna remember a number? Like, come on, man.
I know some of them have you know what I mean. Some of them are recognizable, like 682.
Nah, I don't know what you're talking
Zero
about.
nine six.
See, come on,
999.
man. That's a horrible
I don't know.
example.
To be fair, like, it's just not
Well,
something. I'm not saying in the versus community it's not popular, Fef, but being in the versus community means that you already know a lot more about most verses than most people. So we're trying to give, like, if I was to try and explain shit to you, I wouldn't want to have to use 16 different examples until you can finally come to one that is, like, recognizable. We're trying to we're like trying to make it like super accessible, if that makes sense.
Okay. Well, once you get to Outer Versal, let's put a picture of Jason. People.
Okay, but we're still talking dimensions, dude.
I'm just saying. Yeah, we'll go look for
Outerversal
finding
Jason.
someone. Outer Versal Jason's a big tree.
Well, anyways,
Big if true.
so okay, but what would be like a good example for outer versal then? Like in your opinion, the most, because that's something me and Q struggled on for outer versal.
The one
And
above
you never know.
pretty,
Well, one above all.
yeah, or Hulk.
Well, no, the one above all would be considered boundless in respect to Marvel specifically. But if we were talking about outer versal, I think a really good what's the definition we have currently for outer versal? Just a being that transcends the idea of dimensions.
Yeah, pretty much.
I have a
Oh,
question.
not like time and space.
Okay,
Like,
just making sure we no, because time and space is 40. It's well below outer versal.
I mean, for my definition, Outer Versal, you transcend time and space and dimension.
Okay,
I
but
guess I'm-
that's just like really wrong though.
Okay.
Is Boundless above Outer Versal?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, boundless.
Like-
So boundless is basically you are above the idea of like stacking
Everything?
infinites. Yeah, like this is what you'd be like. This is generally what you'd consider like omnipresent
boy.
beings. Like they're everywhere and throughout. Like they're above the idea of dimensionality in general. So
Are they above the concept of omnipotence?
So it can be, and this is like the big problem that we're having, is we're trying to create a neutral scale, and trying to explain that very well. That could be hyper dependent on the verse that you're in. So, for example, emotions in DC are outer versal because they transcend the source wall, and the source, like, we're well beyond. Like, they're just ideas that exist in all dimensions. Like, it doesn't matter like where you are in the verse. Like, they're just there. So I guess you could say, for example, emotional entities in DC. So you could say like Parallax, or like they'd be considered like baseline outer versal, Parallax, or the Butcher, or Ion, or anything along those lines. But if you really wanted to scale high, you could go, if you wanted like high outer versal, you could probably say like the life entity, which is like duality itself. The life entity and like the and I guess just Necron outside of that, they'd be considered fundamental opposites. One just representing creation itself, and the other representing existence before creation, or something along those lines. But they're outside. They're just outside the ideas of dimensionality. Like, I think that's just a really important thing. So Q, for example, and Q can correct me wrong, he is a high dimensional being. Oh, he's not in here. He's like a high dimensional being. But he's still limited to a very high set of dimensions, from my understanding. He is not in all. He wouldn't be considered like boundless still.
Okay. All right.
Wait, so being blind. What?
What'd you say?
Okay.
Nothing. I always thought being beyond time and space and dimension made you outer versal.
Okay, but
Like, no
time
one
and
can
space are still, like, you're still limiting yourself to the dimension you're in with time and space.
No, beyond it. I'm saying beyond it.
Well, I mean, that would only put you... If you're beyond it, then you're not 4D. Or you're beyond 4D. You're not 4D anymore, right?
In the name of
You'd be
Hades.
5D.
So like the saying beyond dimensions is that universal?
Yes, if you transcend all all dimensions, then yes. From my understanding, that's what it is.
Or being a concept, or being beyond concepts, right?
Yeah, because concepts are something that exists in outside, like they're just things that all verses are a part of. Like everything below it will encompass it. And this is why the whole 4D thing, consider, like, to explain why your 4D reasoning is flawed, like, each verse in DC, there's 52 universes. Let's go back to the New 52 idea. So there's 52 universes within the continuity of DC, and you have the God Sphere, and then the Source Wall, and, like, everything beyond that, right? So each 3D universe has its own space-time continuum. They're all different, right? So that means that time and space don't transcend, like, physical, like they don't transcend outside of that realm that they exist in, right? However, the idea of fear or the idea of rage, for example, are things that exist in the entire multiverse outside of those dimensions. Or outside of those individual worlds. Does that make sense?
Why not?
Yeah. I'm not saying it. I just really thought, yeah, whatever. You're summoning.
Okay. So like, for me personally, it's kind of hard for me to wrap this kind of stuff.
It's
around
really
my brain.
complicated, right?
Like, okay, I'm in training. Okay, don't rip.
No,
on
no,
me,
no.
but
I'm not
I'm
ripping.
just
It's this. We've been doing this for like the last. I mean, Jobber, how long have we been doing this?
For a week
We've
now.
been working on this for like a week, 2 weeks, like of just research, raw research from him, and he's been asking a variety of people. So we're not just like just using our own opinion, like our own biased opinions and stuff. This shit's just really complicated and complex and difficult to like understand. Even
I would
even to
love
us
to
who
get
like are
into it,
crazy
but
ass like power scalers.
Yeah. I would love to get into that, but it's just like I gotta write everything down, and it's
Yeah,
like
it's
that
frustrating. No,
changes
I-
everything
I
here,
agree
so-
100%. That's why I don't like debating
what the
people
fuck?
that's why I don't like debating characters who exist in that range, because then you have two people who are just like, well, I'm out reversal, and the other one's like, well, I'm out reversal, because that's like the hot topic buzzword, and like it's so hard to tell in that range like where characters sit once you just quote unquote hit out reversal. So I think the best way to explain it is in the 3D plane, you can be a guy who can punch a wall and you can destroy the wall. That's a physically quantifiable thing you can do. How do you as a human comprehend the idea of something beyond anything your senses can perceive or anything that you can understand? Because that's what you're at when you hit anything past 5D, in my opinion. But you start getting past the idea of dimensions themselves, and it's just like, dude, how do you explain a fight between these guys?
Right. And
What are you even doing at this point? Like, it doesn't even make sense.
They're T-posing and you see the air exploding around.
Probably.
yeah, because like I am still learning that stuff, but so far I've just been, I'm like been sitting comfortably like around town level to multiversal, blah blah blah, stuff like that.
And
When
that's
it's not
okay.
hyperversal and omniversal, and it's like,
I
okay,
like
I need to learn that a little bit, but
I like lower scaling shit because it's
yeah,
it's believable and it makes sense. And
because it's like if you have one character, he is town level, okay, he fights a large building level character.
okay, it makes
Obviously,
sense
the town,
why he loses. Yeah,
yeah, but then it gets into, okay, so Hulk did an outerversal feat, right? Then he beats Darkseid. No, Darkseid did an outerversal feat too, and it's like, okay, well, I guess
how do
we're
we
at a
quantify
stalemate,
the levels of outerversalness?
right? It's like, yeah.
How
But
do
this
we?
feat was universal plus plus. Well, mine's triple plus, so screw you.
Yeah. No,
What?
but quite literally, dude. It's like, and yeah, no, I'm 100% with you, dude. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
And the worst part is some of
Yeah.
my favorite characters just are in that field, and it's just
Yeah.
so complicated and frustrating to try and explain that to other people or try to prove it in a fucking versus thread because
Hmm.
you have to give a 60-year lesson on those ideas before you can actually like do something about it. Like before you can
Yeah.
get to the idea of where your character scales.
And it's like anytime I do argue my points, like anywhere I go, it's just like, well, based on this feat, he did technically do an outerversal feat, and I'll explain. And then someone's like, okay, stop right there. You lost me at outerversal. You're an idiot.
Wait,
Go
there's no
back. That's
there's
a
no
fan
way that
term. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's like,
there's no way blank character is out reversal. That's dumb. Yeah,
Right.
literally. Yeah.
it's like, okay, how do you scale this? Multiversal. Do you know what a multiverse is, sir? Like,
Yeah, and then you have to fucking play education level where you're like, okay, what? How much do you know about like what do you think a multiverse is? Like you've got to play the lingo game where you've got to make
Mhm.
sure that you both believe in the same definitions of the same word, and I think that's a
Mhm.
really important like quote unquote like debate tactic. If you ever want to like really get down to the core ideas of somebody else, stop using terms and start like using definitions, because if you start using definitions you'll do a lot better, because
yeah.
other people have bad ideas on what definitions are in general. Like
Mhm.
they genuinely they're just wrong on everything, and you can humiliate them for the most part
Because
because
it's
they're
like
just dumb.
if you say the word without any explanation to what that actually means,
Mhm.
it's like they already think it's stupid because they're not really invested in what that word truly means. So usually when I do it, I try to explain it as best I can, and then I still get called a wanker for some reason. And it's
Yeah.
just like, okay, whatever. I-
Don't take this negatively, but look at the way Fef just scaled things. So he said,
Mhm.
"Oh, well, like I mean, if you're like 4D, or you're strong in 4D, like you're out of versal," and I'm like, well, that's not true. And then
Mhm.
we have to have an argument on what we believe is out of versal, and
Right.
you have to be able to present something in order to do so. No, I mean like for example, like if it was like a debate, like establishing what you believe and like where you think things sit is super important, and having the scans to back that up is super big, especially if your opponent is somebody like Fefnir who will just scan you to death.
Right.
Lol.
I mean, I don't know what you're lolling on. You do that.
It's funny.
I saw that.
Yeah, I don't know why it's sounding like a surprise, but
It's not a surprise. I mean, it's point of debate.
Wait, but then how would you scale? Let's like a spicy one chat. Let's say earlier. How would you scale? Like you got out baseline universal dude, right? And you just got a high universal guy. How would you like say one's above the other? What would separate that? Just say
Well,
one's a high
that's-
level of universal.
that's when I mean that's literally just debating at that point in time. It's like who's like for example, two guys are building level. Okay, well how do you decide which one's better?
Lol.
Well, no, like I'm being serious. Well, you have to find. I mean, one character's probably got hacks or something that would give them the edge. Take JoJo's for example. The characters in JoJo's aren't very physically powerful, right? Like they don't physically they can't just physically bolo anyone. However, if they go up against somebody else with equal physical damage as them, they'll fucking destroy them because they have crazy ass hacks, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with just outer versal characters. You just have to literally find a way to like make your character have more hacks than your opponent.
Okay, that makes sense.
Or you'd have to argue it, I guess would be a better way to put it. Not find a way, but you'd have to argue it.
Yeah. And another thing is,
Are you okay?
And
back
yeah,
to
it's really
the.
hard.
It's very hard. Very hard. I mean, like scaling though, like for dimensional tiering. Notice how I said I didn't say any examples for like 6, like for a character to be like 6 dimensional, 7 dimensional. Like come on, man. Like I mean, usually the speeds don't be like that, but it's hard to describe.
Yeah, it's very hard
Six
to describe.
in other dimensions, like
I
I don't
could
know,
be
it's
wrong.
really hard.
I could be wrong, but I think you probably could do that in DC, but I don't know if that's a very good. Honestly, kind of like your Mr. Mixelpidalic, I don't know if that's very like he's not very representative of like a fifth dimensional being in my opinion. Like he's from the fifth dimension, but he scales higher than that. Kind of like how Superman scales above the third dimension because he has like 4D feats and shit, right? Like Mixie's got
okay.
some crazy. I'd consider him like the best of the best from that verse, but I could be wrong. I don't scale the idiot.
Because
I mean-
wasn't Mixie like really pissed off at one point, and just him bitching and raging? It was like destroying the comic itself, like it was being erased or something.
I know one time him and Batmite got in a pissing contest and they blew up the whole multiverse casually, and they were like, "Lol," and then he just remade it all back together in like 2 seconds, and said same time next week, "Oh yeah, we'll do it again next week," and like that was the comic. They just like murdered the entire DC multiverse like for
There's
fun.
also that time Spectre came up and said, "Knock that off," and Mixie just slammed the fucking
Slapped him.
planet on his
Yep.
head and
He was
said,
like,
"Fuck you."
"Fuck you, dude. I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want."
So the Spectre
This is
is
my
like
playground.
Yo, Spectre's not even like 5D. Yo, that's crazy.
And that's why you see me a little bit hesitant to say like he's just like 5D.
Mhm.
Okay, that's understandable. What would be a good example of
Because
fighting?
he scaled above like Darkseid, given it wasn't true form Darkseid. But even true form Darkseid got cucked by the Anti-Monitor. So I think the Anti-Monitor would be 6D in DC standards. He's 60 or 70, and then Perpetua is like high hyperversal from my understanding. Like inner base, like inner base form, like inner base form.
You mean hyperversal? You mean like
Yeah, inner base form. Now, like her, whenever she breaks out and everything, she's like way high outer. But even in the state she was stuck in, she was considered a hyperversal level being because she transcended like so much shit. She like casually slapped around the Anti-Monitor like lols.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wait, then who would be a good
Actually,
example of fighting? That's the next question.
I would say fifth dimensional imps. I don't know if I would say Mr. Mixelpidalic very specifically. Like I said, that's like saying a good example of a 3D character is Superman. Well, I mean, not really, because he can do crazy ass shit outside of the third dimension. He's traveled into the sixth dimension before, so he's just not a very good example of like the average fifth dimensional being. And you're right, dude. It's just really complicated when you get to those things.
Yeah, it really is complicated.
I'm trying to think.
What the hell?
Fuck.
Kano? What is this?
He's not a bot, dude. I found out the other day.
He's not a bot? I thought he was a bot. He just
No,
said
I
that.
found out.
This is strange. He just said some strange stuff.
What did you say? What did you say? I'm in the game. I can't
He
tell.
said CW Flash is faster. He ran inside the Speed Force, which is bigger than the multiversal, which is infinite.
That's believe it or not,
so
that's
like,
true.
So like
That's,
I mean,
that's
Infinite
true.
Speed?
It is
Infinite
true. It's just
Speed?
yeah, but literally, the Splash has a measurable speed in the show. Wasn't he fucking time traveling or some shit? And you're putting him up.
Time travel's only 4D though.
Yeah, well, wait, only 40.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not.
manipulating the time stream.
Yeah, I'm saying that. I'm just saying like, and I'm talking about the speed in general, like a measurable speed. Yeah, like a measurable speed up against someone who's probably yeah, he's definitely faster. Well, then again,
I don't think Quicksilver's done anything that's relevant to him.
didn't he in the movie? It was a trailer or some shit. I forgot. I think it was maybe a Super Bowl or some shit commercial, but he was faster than Cyclops eye beams. Aren't they said to be light speed?
I mean, even so, being light speed wouldn't compare to somebody who can transcend time. Because there's
exactly.
There's a difference between being faster than light and then breaking the speed formula, which is just like traveling through time with raw speed.
Yeah, you're just
Or the
that
speed force.
fast.
Yeah. You just rip level fast.
All right.
How?
So you agree that fourth dimension we could just say Dr. Manhattan.
I would say the idea of him existing at all points in time at the same time is a good example of a character that is 4D. I would not say him in general, because as we see in the comics, he is way past that. Like, way past that. So that specific example of him, a being who exists at all points in time at the same time, or can like freely time travel, which I guess that is a form of time traveling.
Just
Okay.
right
Yeah.
across the phlegathon and up we go.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense. All right, I got that down. Even though we talked about out of versa, I don't think we got a character down still.
Okay. Any character or concept who can transcend the idea of dimensions, like I said earlier, or like shows that they can scale above, like those things. So, for example, any of the emotional entities from Green Lantern or the Lantern mythos
Why is it
would
a
be considered
fucking-
like they're ideas that quite literally exist on both sides of the source wall, which is proven to be beyond dimensions.
That's the emotional
Inverse.
spectrum, right?
Yeah, you could say the emotional spectrum in general, or like I guess you could say the White Lantern, because he represents a duality, which is like life and death.
Baseline out of Versal.
We'll reference the White Lantern because, we don't want spoilers.
Hey man.
All right, and then Boundless. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Pennywise. Yeah, that's a good one.
No, like
But
No.
he's even dumber than that, dude. Like, so I think a good example of Boundless would be like the One Above All, or like the Presence. They're beings who are considered like the most powerful in their verse, and they just like transcend, or like Man Thing. Like based on Splash's new video on Man Thing would be considered boundless because he transcends.
But no one really thinks like that's not a common fact though.
No. I know, but I'm giving him an example, like in this moment. I think the One Above All and the Presence that I stated before that are both really good options that most people in the community would recognize, right?
Yeah.
So like the difference between Pennywise and like the One Above All or like the Presence is they just transcend everything infinitely, but they're still transcending something. And to get out of the Dark Tower, you have to be beyond the idea of transcendence itself. You can't just like transcend infinite layers. Like to be boundless means you just transcend everything that exists below you in your verse, and that idea is still in the Dark Tower in the Stephen King mythos, from my understanding. So you have to be beyond the idea of transcendence itself to make it out of that tower, and Pennywise is one of the characters who exist outside of that tower. And he's considered comparable to essentially their godlike being, who is very similar.
Isn't the Kinsing King the godlike guy?
I mean, he's just another character out there in that area, yeah.
it's just a lot for Pennywise.
Dude, that's why the Stephen King verse is fucking retarded. You want to talk about stupid ass shit about characters who are just like too wild to like even comprehend? That's pretty much everything in the Stephen King mythos because it's just so outrageously dumb. That's why Splash believes that Stephen King broke power scaling. Because like, how do you fight that? There's so few characters that sit at that level that it's almost hilariously ironic to like play against.
I was blocking, dog. I don't.
Ironic, the clown that gets beat up by kids is above every character you ever know.
You've gotta understand that to enter that Dark Tower means he's limited to the verse that he's in. He's basically bound by the concepts that exist within the verse.
So he's verse level. That's sad.
So like, I'm trying to think of a way to put it. So if
Actually, he's slingshot level because he got hit in the head with like a rock from slingshot or something,
damn
and he's dying from it. So like, yeah,
that,
pretty shit.
I remember there being some really weird shit about like he has something to do with like imagination itself, and he can only affect children because they're the only ones who believe in the impossible. Like their minds are open to believing in the impossible, which is why he can only target children.
Something like that. I did.
Wow,
read
so
about that.
5D level. That's crazy.
The might of the hand.
Something like that.
Like,
Damn.
Can I tell y'all something?
What's up?
I actually met Stephen King one time
Oh, that's pretty dope.
at his own play, and I sat right in front of him.
Was he coked out?
No, but someone made an announcement and said Stephen King is going to be here tonight, and he's not going to have any time to sit and talk or shake hands with anybody. So please leave him alone until the play is over, before he has a very big flight or something. And he sat directly behind me. I didn't even watch the play. I was just looking at him the whole time. And there were these very, very large men sitting next to him in, like, fucking black suits. And they were looking at me the whole time because I kept looking back. And he just was looking at the play, like... And then he looked down at me when I turned around. And I was like, holy shit. And
Did you feel
right,
high just being next to him?
yeah. And
That's believable,
right
that verse.
when that play ended, great play by the way, but right when that play ended, I sprang out of my seat. Just put my hand out, and I shook his hand. And I didn't fucking care. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that was my moment. And
That's awesome.
And I said, dude, I love your stuff so much. And then I just said, for a quick, like, really quick question, please. And I was just fanboying the whole time. Are all of your universes connected? And just, this was when, like, I didn't know that much, but he just said nothing, but then he winked at me. Then I said, can I have an autograph? And he was like, no, not right now.
Damn. Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
I'll get it from you next time, dude.
And then he walked off.
Damn, Rip.
That's Stephen King.
His hand felt like a leather book cover. It was so weird.
Probably because he's writing so much, dude.
He's
Yeah,
becoming the book.
He is. He
That
is
another
his
Stephen
own
King
book
story?
franchise, dude. Think about that.
Mhm.
Oh man.
damn, those two men were really about to fuck you up if you tried.
They
to do
were,
something.
yeah, they looked at me intensely, like they were gonna kick my ass if I turned around again, but I did not care. The literal Stephen King is sitting behind me.
And if anything, if you do get beat up, at least Stephen King will recognize that you got beat up. He's like,
Yep.
yeah, he got beat up.
Yeah,
and my
if
fan got
Stephen
beat
King
up.
puts you in
Look at-
reverse, you're in reverse.
To be fair, yeah, dude. I mean, if you get beat up and Stephen King's near you, I mean, if those guys are a part of his verse, then to be fair, we
Yeah.
could probably scale you pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah, you took a beating from like two universal beings and survived.
Well, I
Pretty high
mean,
durability.
because he's afraid of like Pennywise, right? So he'd obviously hire like bodyguards who'd be comparable.
But yeah, I think that's the reason why Stephen King wanted to get out of there. Part of the play was it, and then he's like, "Oh shit, I better get the fuck out of here before it comes after."
Yeah, I'm just saying, you could scale that shit.
Oh shit! I haven't really met like.
I'm universal.
I haven't met like anyone like crazy famous or anything like that.
Oh, only people I've met so far are Splash and Chuck.
I mean, I don't know. Has everyone here seen Epic Rap Battles before?
Yeah.
We don't watch trash rap battles.
Yeah, so like I got super drunk one time at one of their concerts, and like I started tossing it, bro. I got so fucking wasted. I was having such a good time, and then while I was like super wasted, I was throwing up in the bathroom. In the middle of me throwing up in the bathroom, fucking Nice Peter showed up and to check on me because apparently I was breakdancing on stage drunk. Yeah, and he wanted to make sure I was okay. So he showed up to make sure I was okay. And then me and my wife just hung out with him for like probably 30, 40 minutes. Yeah,
It's fucking awesome.
the guy was chill as fuck. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was on something and probably hated me in hindsight. Because I might have ruined the whole performance with my breakdancing on stage. Because it was really good. He was jealous.
They might make a diss about you in the rap battle.
I hope so.
Like
bro.
that guy-
I would style on him. I'm the greatest rap battler in the fucking world. I ain't scared.
Dan? Alright, that's a
Really?
big. That's a
Fafnir,
big.
do you really wanna go down this route again? We've already done the song and dance once, bro. I already sent you my one of my hit pieces, bro.
Shit, today's March. Of course, March 1st. Yeah.
Oh, dude, what? Today's March. That's right. Fuck. That means in 2 days,
Yeah, I
Infinite
don't-
Frontier comes out. Rip.
Damn, Black month's over.
I'm fucking
God
hype.
damn.
I'm fucking hype on that, dude.
I didn't directly meet him, but I saw him off in the distance. John Cena.
Oh, okay.
No,
He was off in a parking lot somewhere, crowded by people, and he just got in this big ass car and just drove off.
Right.
yeah, that's John's for you. Oh, wait, actually, I just remember something. I mean, I barely remember it because it was a while back, but you guys know LeBron James, right?
Yep.
So when he was in for the Cavaliers and he won like the whole thing, right? And he has rings and shit. He decided to celebrate in Ohio, which is where I live. And the day he went to celebrate, he's driving that car, right? He's on top of it, like, waving at people and shit with the other players behind him. And that day, my dad couldn't go, so I was forced to go. But during that day, for some reason, I wasn't feeling good. It was pretty bad. I was like throwing up with some shit, but I was fucking just out of it completely. I remember it was hot outside. There was a whole crowd of people, and I was sitting in the shade, basically about to pass out while looking at LeBron James. Like I was smiling, and shit, like, it's LeBron James. And LeBron James looked at me, waved at me, because he's pretty close. And then some old guy came up to me. He's like, "Yo, kid, are you all right?" And I was like, It wasn't good. But either way.
Damn, you're old man level.
Oh, dude, it was awful, man. I was sick.
Yeah, I honestly like don't. Yeah, I just don't like fuck with a lot of stuff. I guess I don't know. I don't know. I saw Weird Al one time. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm so
Yankovic?
trash playing
Hell
this
yeah,
game
dude,
at
that's
night.
my fucking hero.
I wouldn't be surprised if I saw him in the woods somewhere. Like, I try to save me or something. I'm lost. But...
It's where half,
Oh, my name's Weird Al. Yeah. Here you go, kid.
it's where half of my fucking humor comes from, dude. It's Weird Al.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I thought the epic rap out of Weird Al crossover was the best thing that ever happened to mankind. Confirmed. It's canon, bro.
Power of Olympus.
If I met like Seth the programmer, I think I'd probably like, I don't know, freeze up like I did with Chuck. I froze up with everyone else. Fucking Splash, then fucking Chuck.
I don't
Oh
know.
my god.
I just think that a lot of people, it's just best not to meet your heroes sometimes, man, because sometimes that shit can go so south.
Yeah.
When I first jumped in the call, I didn't realize Splash was in it, so when I was about to say something, I was like, oh shit. Then my leg was bouncing up and down because I was like, holy fuck, I'm gonna actually say something.
Like Splash is here.
I don't know. Splash just seems like a normal guy to me. I don't know. I guess I just don't view him as like somebody famous yet. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess by that standard, like, yeah, a Splash would be somebody obviously I meet and hang out with, or like met online and we just talk, but I've never like met him in person. Apparently Don has. Don, what's up with that? Oh, he's not in here anymore.
Dang.
Yeah, Dawn is like not a here level.
I mean, I knew like Chuck a bit longer than I did with Splash. I'm talking about like YouTube, like in terms of watching. Like I didn't even know like Chuck was even fucking a concept on the server until he fucking joined in. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I oh my god. And he seemed pretty chill. That's all I really got.
Yeah.
Like, dude, Chuck's been there like since probably like day one of like the fucking power scaling shit with fucking Seth or some stuff like that. Like, I've seen like fucking all those videos.
Yo, can you move your mic away from your TV or whatever you're listening to?
Sorry.
No, you good. It's just blowing up like the background here.
Yeah, but like from like the first debunk, like I think Seth did or some shit. It was like Goku versus Superman, the first one.
Yeah.
Like from the first one, like ever since Chuck was there, I've been watching both. I'm like, goddamn.
I watched their shit for a minute. Like, I'm not gonna lie, both of them, but I don't know. I just, I guess I just really like logic and why people do what they do, and they just seem like they have more than most people. So, I guess I appreciate them for that fact.
Yeah, and
I
it's
do
like,
appreciate.
they just got that gift of just knowing shit immediately when somebody says some dumb shit, and they just go like, well, actually, why would you, just they could just snap like that and just totally debunk your whole shit without even looking at anything.
Well, I like anybody who has the capabilities to like use reality, because there's a lot of retards online who just don't. They just headcanon themselves,
Right.
and that's really frustrating to me.
I think, yeah, I agree.
I
I think it's in the how you first sorry.
All right, man.
That really triggers me, man, when people just like use their version of reality instead of like the real one. So anybody who's representing some form of truth out there, I'll be fine with repping, or at least calling someone I like.
Well, maybe because they're not bound by this reality, so like they don't need to. They're beyond this our reality. Outerversal human.
I think it's just because they've been like the game for a bit, like a long time. I think they pretty much started most of it. I'm not saying like FBL like helped pioneer shit like that, right? But when it comes to like debunking, actually using your fucking logic, like they kind of like started the whole thing, and with their whole experience, like from then till now, it helps. Like their case.
Yeah, they were just the first guys to really like shit on Death Battle, which I think at least that's how I found them. And I had my own quarrels with them, but I didn't realize it was like other people did too. I didn't realize that was something that was like outside of just me. I just thought like, damn, dude, I don't know. The comic book community wasn't very big unless it was just people covering comics.
The first time I found it and just got interested in like Seth, Chuck, everything like that, and even actually power scaling in general was the Hulk versus Doomsday battle, and I just went over all their data and I'm like, this is some tomfuckery I'm seeing right here. This is not correct.
Like some of the stuff I was seeing, it was like, wait a minute, you're just leaving out for like a lot of characters. You're just leaving out.
I'm just like
a lot.
But
of
he
shit.
did that. But did that? That's dishonest. Like,
yeah, it's just like,
what are you doing?
Wait, people got paid by this, or paid for
Who the
this?
fuck is this research team? I'm gonna write a strongly worded letter to them. Like,
agreed. That just triggers the hell out of me whenever some of those are just so dishonest, and that was one of my major arguments with them in general. It's just like, oh, so that's kind of like what we're doing. All right.
Hulk kids in light speed. Fuck off. Like,
oh yeah, definitely fuck off that bullshit. You know, the characters in Marvel are really reach light speed, man. Like, okay.
And then it's like, okay, you want to highball?
And I quote, light speed is a rarity in Marvel.
Did you know Sentry's the only one who can go light speed? Like, seriously?
Yeah, and then they gave Hulk Rage a limit, even though it's been stated it's boundless.
Okay, here's one thing you need to know. Hulk doesn't go by science. He's not a
Yeah.
fucking human. He doesn't have
He's
the
not human in our
brain
world.
shit. Like,
even
no.
humans in their world don't play by human rules. Like
Exactly. It's
normal humans quite literally have like a lot more stamina than like normal humans could ever possibly have. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand what their logic was trying. But then again, they have a history of trying to re I don't even know how to explain it. Like to like give their opinion on what happened in the story
Mhm.
versus like the objective fact of what happened in the story.
Yeah.
because it's like you're giving science all to Hulk. I haven't heard jack shit about science for Doomsday. It's just like, what are we doing here? Like,
Yeah.
like whatever.
Like another prime example of that is like the R2 comic Sonic.
Yeah.
They say,
Mhm.
oh, like a black hole doesn't actually explode, so there's no way he would have been thrown away from it. So we just think it was a wormhole. So he
You
actually
think
didn't
it
take
was
a
a
black
wormhole,
hole. Yeah,
like-
that's like literally the argument they made is black holes don't explode, they implode. So he got dragged into it and was thrown into a wormhole, and as a result was thrown 600 billion light years away, even though the scan like shows him crash landing on the planet from far away, and it quite
Right.
literally shows him tanking the black hole. Like you're just rewriting your like the story to fit your narrative, and like what the fuck
They're
does that even
basically
mean?
fitting out. They're basically fitting out. It's so
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah. It's,
You know what's crazy is that like that video of Goku vs. Superman like wanting to be dunked by himself, right? Literally, that video is constantly revisited. Like that, dude. People are still commenting. Still, it's crazy. People. I got one guy that says, "I just came back." It was a year ago, and some of these are like days ago, but I found one that's a year ago. It said that I just came back from Ben 10 versus Green Lantern, and I'm pissed.
Mhm.
So 800 likes.
But honestly, like, honestly, you could even make a pretty solid argument that, like, you can make a pretty solid argument that that Ben 10 versus Green Lantern one is like kind of shit, like the way they explained everything in it,
Mhm.
and I would be okay with that, even as a Green Lantern fan. Like, I listened to their reasoning behind that, and I was like, what the fuck? Hal Jordan doesn't normally like travel through time and space to defeat his opponents. What? And on top
Like,
of
how many,
that,
how many
that's
times did
something
he do
that's
that?
happened.
Like once.
That's like something that's happened to like Ben 10 before.
Mm-hmm.
Like the logic doesn't make any sense. Now, can Hal Jordan beat over Alien X? You know, there's a lot of contentious arguments there. You know, it is what it is. But like, what? Like, and once again, just like them just saying things worked out because like lol things worked out because we think it'll happen that way. It's like, man, I don't know. There's just a lot of bad logic there. The logic they use just gives me cancer, dude.
Yeah.
Awful.
Or maybe you're just logic level.
Bruh.
I am
Damn.
logic level if they're the ones like making it.
Lol.
I mean, I'm not afraid to admit that.
I think one thing I could say that, I don't like I don't like the, you know what stands are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you might get a Seth the programmer stand. I'm not saying they're all bad. Okay, you might get them that will come into a debate and they'll be like, actually, this is Hitchens Razor. I dismiss your claim. Like, do you know what that means? It's just Hitchens Razor.
They just hear popular debate strategies and they try to use those against you, and it's like,
Yeah, it's like,
okay.
Like,
It's
kind of meme.
It's kind of like
fucking
people who just hear the buzzword of the moment. Like, for example, like out
Mhm.
reversal and just claim their character is out of reversal, and you're like, well, what do you mean by that? And then they have like no way to like justify why they think that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, what? You don't even
Yeah,
know how
it's pretty.
you don't even know how your character scales. Like, why am I trying to scale your character for you?
That's why, like, when I remember when I think it was backwards, yeah, he did that too. He's like, "Oh yeah, Hitchens Razor." Like, and I was like, "That triggers me." I'm like, do you watch Seth the Program?" I feel like that's where most of these people come from because he literally.
There's like
the word
ways
a lot.
to use that stuff effectively. It's just like
Yeah,
when
there
people
is.
just hear that idea and they're like, "Fuck it," you know, like it's like, oh,
That word sounds pretty cool.
Right.
Shit, dude, he destroys people with it, so it's got to be cool.
It's like a debate tips and you heard those like little videos like, oh guys, it's Call of Duty tips and tricks. No, debate tips and tricks. All right, first use the word Hitchens razor. Okay, this will increase your win loss ratio by 5%. Okay, trust me, it'll work. God.
We keep the process neat and orderly. Everyone gets in, no one gets out.
Yeah, that's a big problem with the debate community. That's why you see me not liking to debate a lot.
Neat and orderly. Lady Aphrodite.
Because
Oh, when debates are fun, they're fun, right?
Yeah, if it gets
mean,
into like
they can be, but it only depends on the integrity of your opposing debater, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I only debate to prove, like, what I believe is correct, not to debate just to debate. And I think a great example of just debating to debating, or just debating for the sake of debating, to prove that you're right, not like the objective truth, is Splash's Wolverine over Ultra Instinct Goku. Like, it's he won the debate, but like, there's people in his comments right now who believe that Wolverine can solo Ultra Instinct Goku because one time he fought Thor.
Huh.
Like, that misinformation led to some really fucked up shit down the road. Like, you can look at the newest post he has where people are literally assuming that he's like, yeah, dude, I saw Splash one time, like, destroy Goku in a debate. And it was Ultra Instinct Goku. It's like, Wolverine fucking bolos.
Might as well.
Yeah, if you saw that post, I said Wolverine bolos, but I was trolling.
All right then.
dude,
Because
my
I
man
don't-
Logan stabbed Infinity Gauntlet Thanos, like, bruh.
But it didn't even damage him, and then he got killed.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
when somebody with a certain level of authority says that, people believe it, like 100%.
Right.
Like, people will go nutso after that shit.
Because it's like, it makes sense. It's by someone with either more subscribers or has way more experience than me. Therefore, it's basically true.
And it sounds really good, especially
It
with how
sounds
confident.
good too.
Yeah, it sounds. He's so confident in it too. You know, it's really
Yeah, I
hard
can
to make
use
it.
that later. And then it's
Well, no, like the way he presented it, he just made it sound like
Yeah.
objective fact. And when you're that confident in something, and you're a notorious YouTuber, people will believe it.
yep.
And
It's just how it works.
that level of misinformation, dude, like that stuff really triggers me. Because
Yeah.
then now when I try to explain that to people, people don't believe me, unironically. Like, no,
Right.
dude, I've talked to Splash about that. It was just a debate, dude. And they're like, well, yeah, he won. And it's like, yeah, but...
But still,
it doesn't
like,
mean it's true. It doesn't mean it's true.
And it's old.
just take it with a
Take it
grain.
up to argue. It's old. It's outdated.
Because, like, who was it? Omega Deadpool, he said something to me.
It says a lot.
Arguing something does not equal being correct. I can and will argue that Miss America would bolo DC and Marvel combined, but that doesn't make me right, does it?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I only debate people I would consider who have like some certain level of like knowledge, or at least I know that they're not, and so I'm just going in there with the intention of like, okay, obviously I could like really pop off against these guys to like give a general understanding, but like if you don't trust your opponent to be honest, then like debating, in my opinion, is worthless.
Right, because, yeah.
Because in the end of the day, the worst scenario is just misinformation.
Well, I don't want to spend. Like, I wish that debates. I wish that you could have two debates. One of the initial assessment of, hey, this is what you say your character can do, and then you should just get a week to prep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, after that. And then you can look up every dipshit ass claim that person says, and then you can just rub that shit in their face the next time you have a conversation with them. Like, I genuinely think that would destroy the YouTube community, because all these fucking losers who just talk out their ass like a bunch of retards would just get styled on, like, 24/7.
Like Danko.
Well, like, Danko's a retard, but at least he doesn't debate. like webcam parrot or like Honcho, I think is a great example of like guys who they would say some crazy ass shit in a debate, and then if you revisited that topic, they would look very bad. Like very bad after you researched that topic and then tried to have like an argument with them.
I remember when I was in my college dorm, my friend Sam, he was watching Danco on his phone. It was Spider-Man versus Hawkman, and I'm like, "Why are you watching that shit?" And he's just like, "He's entertaining." Nope. Okay, but it's not right because doesn't he say Spider-Man wins or something? And just like, well, yeah, like, okay, well, it's just fucking wrong.
Well, that and to people who don't have any concept of what like those characters can do. I mean, he's got a lot of followers on YouTube, and he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. You
He's
know,
like a nice guy, you know.
Yeah.
He put in a lot of hard work into this. Let's
he
give him a
makes
break.
videos like this all the time. Why would somebody just like be talking out their ass? You know.
If he says 2 + 2 = fish, I believe him. No, motherfucker, you.
Yeah, I just man, I don't know. I just wish, and it's so fucking hard to debunk those idiots on the fly. That's why I can't stress it enough. I just really wish that like, if anytime there's a fucking debate, dude, you just revisit it in a fucking week and just watch all the fucking losers squirm.
Yeah.
Wretches, take him now.
I'm about to pay Splash to make a comp Jason, so I can have a better understanding of this.
I don't think you get the results you want.
Lol. Why?
Because he laughed. He's already laughed at your like outer versal memes.
When?
Okay, I'm not gonna go dig a scan up for you, but I've literally
I
been
didn't. That's
in,
what I'm saying.
Wait.
I'm saying when.
I've literally been in the Discord when he said, "Wait, since when is Jason outer versal?" I believe that was like the direct quote from him, dude. I'm just saying, I don't think that will go the way you think it is.
Wait.
Well, you scaled Mortal Kombat to outer versal, so
I gotta see.
that's all I need to know.
Wait, Jay. I gotta see his.
He didn't need
reaction. Where is it?
DC fucking scaling to scale Mortal Kombat to outer versal either. So.
Okay,
Okay.
you got me.
I'm being so serious. I ain't trolling.
Oh, it's gone. Dang, it's gone. Yeah, I wanted to see Splash's reaction. Actually, that was pretty funny. Yeah, I think little steps where you're talking about the Splash reaction to Jason being universal.
I keep
In the thread. Yeah, I remember way back then I saw that. No, it's gone now.
Oh.
It got resetted, but I remember exactly what he said. He's like what? He's like, wait, what? Since when is Jason universal? I think that was the day I was told like Splash to go check Fef. I was like, wait, what? I was like, am I reading this right? Hold on, this doesn't sound right.
I don't know. It's a funny meme, I guess. But like, I'll take that seriously.
I'm so serious.
I'll
serious.
take that.
Oh my-
I'll take that seriously I'll take that about as seriously as I'll take any DLC character crossover like seriously.
Dang.
I'll be right back.
Oh, big guys.
All right, I got one final question for you, almost before I hop off.
What's up?
So, I nail a coffin for this. So, remember that scan? I forgot who showed. I think it was Q, but remember the scan? I think it was Mixie of them. They were fighting in like some kind of dimension. Superman and a Molecule Man were in it, but the dimension perceived them as just basically 2D, like piece of paper. I think they're in the 5th dimension.
Yeah, so like if you're in the 5th dimension and you're looking at characters in the 4th dimension, it'd be like looking at a comic book But if you're looking at them in the third dimension, you'd be looking at them like you would a line on a piece of paper.
Okay, I was making sure that like the thing still applies. Okay, all right, that makes sense now. I was like, okay.
Who's excited for
And-
Outerversal aliens like beating Immortal Hulk and
Yeah.
No,
other?
dude, they're already Outerversal. What are you talking about, dude? They're in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Oh, wow.
High Outerversal alien. Wait, that's already high outer. Boundless aliens and Immortal Hulk. Let's fucking go. Boundless.
Damn.
Such a
Hulk
weird
is boundless. No,
Yeah, his
Hulk
logic,
has
man.
boundless rage. So I mean, boundless Hulk.
There you go.
There are so many scans of people saying Hulk has boundless rage. Like,
Wait a minute. So can I say Compound Jordan one shots the Hulk? He's literally has it. He's done it. In a crossover.
lol.
In a crossover, he quite literally one shotted the Hulk with a giant foot.
Yeah.
Stomped
Actually,
him, literally.
Hulk destroyed that construct and leaped away afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, debunked.
Did he?
Debunked.
Yeah, Hal Jordan was actually like backing up from him because he was like, "Whoa, okay," and then Hulk just jumped away, and then it led off to something else, and they just stopped
Oh, so
fighting.
wait a minute. I don't know. You're starting to sound a little disingenuous. I think Hulk got stomped and ran the fuck away afterwards. That's what it sounded like.
But he destroyed the construct. Okay, no, I want to see what
I don't know.
happened. What
I
did he
mean,
do? What
he
did he do?
destroyed a construct. I'm
I
okay with
swear.
that. All I'm saying is, typically when Hulk gets pissed off, he's not the one to run away. Typically, he beats the shit out of whoever's in front of him, and then he's like, "I'm
Outlier.
tired of this," and he walks.
Outlier Hulk.
Damn, I guess Comp Jason's outlier then.
Lol.
He only beat
I was
Shinnok once, so.
Not if I play the tower multiple times.
Oh, but the problem is that's the same storyline every time, so it wouldn't work that way. Damn.
Well, there's
Red.
multiple timelines in DC, so I guess you can have.
Damn.
They're
Weird,
infinite.
Weird.
my bad.
Weird. Mortal Kombat
I
has
have infinite
nothing to do with
timelines.
DC, but okay, that's cool.
I mean, Mortal Kombat. So you can argue infinite timelines with Jason beating shit.
Okay, yeah, he got him again.
All right, that's all I got for you tonight. Have a good night.
Hey, bro, be safe.
Mm-hmm.
It's Meg again.
I don't think it's gonna be Megara this time, boys.
No stuff. Spicy orange. I demand you to watch. I mean, read, bastard.
Okay. By the way, for the Hal Jordan versus Hulk crossover, Hal Jordan gets one hit in, then Hulk retaliates, knocks him up into the sky. Green Lantern comes back and puts him in chains. Hulk shatters them. Then the monster stomp. Then Hulk throws the monster off and it deconstructs. Hulk jumps away and gets teleported.
Or was it Godzilla he created? Was it Giant Boo?
It was a Godzilla, pass stitch,
Yeah, I remember that now. It's fucking Godzilla on the dot, yeah.
basically. Yeah.
Godzilla. What the hell? There's like 20 crossovers in one.
It was just a construct, to be fair. It was like I don't know if it was exactly Godzilla, but it was like Godzilla.
It wasn't exactly
Yeah.
Godzilla. It was just a
Like a giant
big
like,
monster.
creature that kind of looked like it, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, and that's the weak Hal Jordan, too. He's still fucking vulnerable to yellow. So if he's throwing hands with Hulk at that point in time and he just scales harder later, rib level.
He doesn't scale the Hulk. Hulk broke out his contracts.
Say what?
How did that scale the Hulk when Hulk easily broke out of his constructs?
Dude, his constructs are shitty. Hal Jordan's constructs are shitty.
Yeah, he like one-shotted his constructs. You just said
That's not what makes him dangerous. No, I'm saying his constructs are shitty. Yeah, I'm not denying how shitty his constructs are. It's not his constructs you worry about when you fight him.
He lacks imagination and just big fist, big monster, fucking whatever. You got Kyle Rayner makes giant mechs and just like, okay, that's creative. Like,
unfortunately, you're right about him not being creative, but does it matter if he can one-shot you with the energy blasts he has? Because that's like the dangerous thing about Hal Jordan is Like he has simple constructs, but they're strong when they're used offensively. He doesn't like create like chains or anything like that that are very powerful.
Right.
Well, I say that, but they can contain like fucking black holes and shit. But that's not high scaling, like in DC, for example. But like whenever he fires energy blasts, he can kill characters who are considered high outer versal. So like his energy blasts are the fucking dangerous thing you have to worry about. But the problem is he has to be convinced to kill you with them. If he's convinced to kill you with them, then chances are you're just gonna die. For example, Ion, who is the concept of will itself. Krona wielded that amongst every other emotional entity in existence against Hal Jordan, and Hal Jordan just had the will to overcome all of the willpower in existence and killed him in one shot. Does that make sense? Like I don't know. His constructs are shit, dude. Shit in comparison to like Jon Stewart's constructs, or like Kyle Rayner's constructs are just interesting. They're really in depth.
That's because he's an artist and he has
really
the artistic
unique,
mind of imagination.
But John's are more durable because he's an architect and he creates constructs with a very he makes super durable constructs from the inside out. Like he's really talented in terms of what he does with that. So yeah, it just kind of depends. Each one of the lanterns from Earth have like their field of expertise when it comes to like being a Green Lantern.
Right.
Just
Hey,
depends.
how strong is Kilowog, would you reckon? Because I saw someone brought up a scan that he like one-shotted Superman, but he had 2 Green Lantern rings at that time. So I'm like, just Kilowog with 1 Green Lantern ring, how powerful would
Honestly,
he be?
you could probably make an argument he's pretty comparable, like to Superman. A lot of the lanterns are pretty, depending on the version, obviously. A lot of the basic Green Lanterns can be like planetary, like when they're starting out. And Kilowog is one of the more seasoned lanterns. It's like him, Salak, and maybe some of the Lost Lanterns and stuff that are considered like some of the absolute best.
Right.
So, I mean, he's not Hal Jordan, but he'd be comparable to like Jon Stewart and like Guy Gardner and Kyle Rayner, as long as he's not like Ion or anything like that.
Right.
Won't bother asking how come all my kids
I guess it just kind of depends more so than anything.
He's just a very skilled Green Lantern because he's been in the game.
Oh yeah, I mean,
long, yeah.
It took Ganthet, keep in mind, a guardian of the universe, quite some time to put him down. Given he was trying not to kill him in Green Lantern Rebirth 2004, he was trying not to kill him, but Ganthet had issues putting him down without any emotional weaponry himself, and that was like a bloodlusted, like Kilowog. He casually tore apart New York whenever he fought Arkillo. So
That's the yellow lantern, right?
He's essentially just like the
The
yellow
big teeth.
lantern Arkillo,
think you can
or the yellow
Yeah.
lantern Kilowog. Just like that, not the best of the best, but the guy who trains all the forces for their verse or for their faction.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's really dangerous. I know in Injustice he was throwing hands with Superman and was in a bloodlusted Superman nonetheless, and was doing really well.
Yeah.
Take that as you will, Injustice memes.
So, would someone be considered if they have an undying body and eternal life immortal?
There's different types of immortality. You should look them up.
Dude, Injustice Bane is insane.
I'm talking about like immortal, they can't die. Like you can't kill them.
Like Lobo.
Eurydice, thank you for.
As I said, there's like different versions of immortality, dude. So it just kind of depends.
I gotta stress too.
So just because you're ageless, are you saying you can't die? Like, is that what you're essentially?
No, they
arguing?
can't physically die. You can't kill them. Do you not understand what I mean?
So you can't physically kill them. Does that make them immortal? Is that your argument?
Oh, Like I have like I'll just tell you what they said. I have attained an undying body and eternal life.
I don't know. You'd have to prove that it's like they're unkillable, other than they're just ageless, right? Wouldn't that be a fair assessment? Because an undying body could just simply mean that like it doesn't die of natural causes.
I mean, other characters said he's almost immortal. Like,
Okay, immortal could mean a variety of things, so you'd have to prove like the level of immortality they have, right?
Like, I could just live forever because I don't age, but I could still get a bullet in my head and die.
Lobsters are immortal. Let's fucking go.
Wait, what?
Yo, immortal
Lobsters
lobsters,
are
let's go.
Lobsters? Okay.
And also jellyfish, I think.
Here goes nothing.
Yo, there's a lobster out there that outlived your entire family generation.
Damn.
True. I never said there wasn't. I'll one-up you and say there's actually a outer-versal insect who soloed the entire Justice League time and time again when he was in a human body.
Oh yeah? Who?
Yeah, Parallax.
What a low end
I'm not
showing
even
for
kidding.
people.
And it's from Earth, too. I'm not even making that up. That insect was one of the first insects on Earth. Lol. Got him. Emotional entities in Green Lantern memes. Holy shit.
Tidings, nephew. I've learned that you have managed to get.
Oh, I forgot to take a screenshot of that. Yo, Orange, are you in Loomis's server?
I don't think so.
I don't think he is. I'll throw him an invite.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wouldn't mind him helping me scale Dark Snyder since
I mean, no
you know
pressure.
two brains are better than one.
I mean, no pressure. No pressure on that. The scaling part, but you're more than welcome to join the old House of the Star.
Alright. I got a question for the threads on here.
What's that?
So if I could just say thread request and
I'll just give you one now.
because I really want to do Baki scaling.
Okay.
Because I know Splash did Kangen, and he said he's gonna do more, I believe. So I was just like, well, I like Baki, and Baki's always being compared to Kangen, so I just thought like I could do something like that.
Tell you what, under your own threads 2, I'm gonna make you a Baki page.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm allegedly a moderator in here, so. Boom. Alright, spicy orange. Boom. Got him level.
Yes. Thank you. My thread. Don't touch it.
Yeah, just specify in there, like.
Wow, I've never seen a verse where people go out hunting and killing virgins.
You've not read enough.
Lol.
I've read enough Conan the Barbarian to know how that goes.
Oh wow. How do you smell a virgin? Wow. Crazy.
You've not read enough content yet.
Thank you for the thread, by the way.
Oh, anytime, dude.
So Orange, you wanna help me scale? Like no pressure?
Um.
No pressure, but it'll kill you if you don't.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yo, so Loomis, give him the tag, so you can see my section.
Yeah, I'll, oh my god, what the fuck is
My
this?
head into
I will try my best to help you scale. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like at chapter
Yeah, you know what?
Oh.
Fuck it. I was in the middle of some, but
I'm
Dark
on
Shadow.
volume 3, chapter 22.
Okay, volume 3, chapter 22. Okay, well, I got reading.
I mean, you probably want to read through all the volumes and chapters, so.
Are
And
there
then
any
go through
like
my section and see if I miss, calc something
yeah.
or miss something out.
Let's see, permission.
Whoops, that's not right. Bastard.
Let's see, where's spicy at?
What are you reading, Bastard on?
This. I'll send you the link. Splash sent me a link where I can read it. He has like a website. The hentai ads all over it, but it's free. So
That's common.
Unfortunately, nowadays.
Yeah. There are hot singles in your area. Shows a fucking anime chick. Like,
also a lot of
Shows a
Naruto
dude.
porn. There's a lot of Naruto porn ads.
oh god, dude, don't even.
Someone
Like,
projecting.
let me see. Manga Park. Okay.
Now here goes.
This has been categorized as mature. Shut the f. Volume 20 and 12. Version down, okay. Okay.
What are you doing? Stop doing that. I'm trying to read.
Grade level.
Let's go to the prologue.
Can't even grade level.
Yeah, you can't even read a level.
Dang, 44 pages.
Yeah, from what I've seen of Fafnir scans, it looks like that dude can do some pretty stupid shit, so.
Mm. All images. I do not do that. There we go.
Alright.
Alright. Dark